Fight to demask Montreal protesters. The question of whether protesters should be banned from wearing face masks is pitting civil libertarians against Montreal's police force. Chief Inspector Sylvain Lemay said that if protesters are hiding their faces, they must be up to no good. Abby Dashman, a project manager at the Canada Civil Liberties Association in Toronto, commented, "In a world with Facebook, cell phone cameras and all-news television, there are many reasons people would want to participate but not expose themselves to the world. To force them all to reveal their identity would put a significant chill on this type of expression. In general, people should be arrested for what they do and not what they wear." The Montreal Police Force, which handles 1,500 gatherings yearly, estimates that between 95 and 98% end without any arrests. At the moment, it seems the police force will not be granted its demand, but no final decision has been made. Updates on ASA situation in UK. After an explanation from Scientology, the Advertising Standards Authority has changed its position and has stated that they no longer consider the flyer likely to mislead readers. In its explanation, Scientology stated that their claim that the test was offered for free and only for a limited period referred not to the famous Oxford Capacity Analysis test, but to some other series of tests. However, Scientology was also issued instructions not to use the phrase limited time in future flyers.
Leaks and legal. OSA spying on Free Zone in Russia in 2007. Marty Rathbun has published an alleged OSA document dated 2007 outlining an attack strategy against the Free Zone in Russia. Among the tactics mentioned are infiltration, researching, investigating and reporting possible crimes by these groups or their lawyers, and sowing distrust amongst different Free Zone groups. According to the document, the aim of this strategy is to terminatedly handle the Free Zone in Russia and CIS as a source of black PR on Scientology and as a travesty of standard tech that ruins people's spiritual future. Australia. Second vote for inquiry failed. The second attempt by Senator Xenophon to achieve a Senate inquiry has failed. The vote was 33-6 with one abstention from Liberal Senator Heffernan. Besides Senator Xenophon, the Green Party has been the only faction in the Australian Senate to support the inquiry. The governing Labour Party, the Liberal Party and the Nationals all opposed his motion for various reasons. However, the senators who spoke all agreed in principle that Scientology was a bad organisation and that criminal acts should be reported to the police. The media response to this vote has been rather negative. Prime Minister Kevin Rudd reiterated in an interview with Channel 7 that he still shared grave concerns about Scientology, but was not supportive of an inquiry on account of his reluctance to interfere with criminal proceedings. He added that he would take further advice on the matter. Senator Xenophon, also known as the persistent bastard, said this issue won't go away. Athena School under attack for not disclosing Scientology links. The Athena School, a small primary to high school in a suburb of Sydney, Australia, is under fire from Dr John Kay, a Green member of the New South Wales Legislative Council. Dr Kay wants the consumer watchdog organisation to take action on what he considers less than honest recruitment attempts. The school has been sending leaflets to homes in Sydney, but has not made clear to them its ties to Scientology. It uses the so-called applied scholastic study method. According to Dr Kay, quote, "The reference to Scientology founder L. Ron Hubbard is in tiny unreadable text. The only legible clue is a small mention of applied scholastics. Parents would need to go to Scientology's US website to learn that this discredited teaching method was developed by the Scientology organisation." Unquote. Tiny unreadable text? A person might get the impression Athena had something to hide. Leader of Anonymous lives in Colchester, UK. Daily Gazette, a small UK newspaper in Colchester, has recently published a story on its website about a woman who posted a video on YouTube claiming that because she is transgender, she has been receiving threats and insults from the leader of Anonymous, who she claims lives in Colchester. The newspaper reported this assertion as fact and further went on to describe Anonymous as, quote, "a group of individuals in America who preach anti-gay, anti-black and anti-Scientology messages via the internet," end quote. Well, at least they got the anti-Scientology bit right. Over on RFW, that's Religious Freedom Watch, posters gleefully quoted the story, claiming that, quote, "Anonymous seems to have no tolerance for all of humanity." In response, transgender Anon Delicious Trap posted a withering retort, writing about how she herself has suffered horrific abuse for many years, but that thanks to Anonymous she's made friends, and that her psychiatrist has finally granted her the gender reassignment surgery she's been fighting for 10 years. Anonymous works and it helps people. Is Kirstie Alley's new weight loss program a Scientology scam? It has been rumoured online that Kirstie Alley's new weight loss program, Organic Liaison, is based on quackery preached by L. Ron Hubbard, and that the company has links to the church. Alley has still not managed to reach her target weight, but has been pimping the new program on Oprah. Anonymous has found links between Organic Liaison LLC and Scientology. Specifically, the firm's accountant, Saul B. Lipson, is a known Scientologist whose company is approved by the church, and the board features Michelle Seward, an active Scientologist. It is thus suspected that the new program may be based on the Purification Rundown. The program's kit costs a massive $139 a month and includes many cheaply obtained ingredients such as vitamin C, folic acid, L-tryptophan, fibre, green tea, calcium and magnesium. When asked on the Today Show whether her program is linked to Scientology, Alley flipped out, stating that I would need to clarify or defend the intentions or affiliations of my LLC business corporation in the year 2010 is indicative of the intolerances that we as a country still need to overcome. However, after the Today Show brought fringe bigotry and intolerance to the forefront of the national media, I feel compelled to clarify. Organic Liaison LLC is not affiliated with the Church of Scientology or the World Institute of Scientology. Here's the deal. If I wanted this to be a Scientology company exclusively, I would have made it that way, and I would have told the world, this is the first ever Scientology whatever. I have nothing against doing that. It's odd. You wouldn't say, what religion is Jenny Craig? No one knows, no one cares. It's a cheap shot. Amy Winehouse turns to freaky cult. The Daily Star writes in an article on its website, dailystar.co.uk, that Amy Winehouse has turned to the cult of Scientology. This was rumoured earlier in 2010 after she was in contact with Scientology front group Narcanon. Maybe Scientology will make her go to rehab for one of their legendary vitamin and sauna-powered detox rundowns. London Mega Raid. The date is still being decided by poll for the London Mega Raid, so head over to the Why We Protest planning thread soon to place your vote. Ideas are still being discussed, so make any suggestions you have in that thread as well. The last London Mega Raid included protests in the normal spots of Tottenham Court Road and Queen Victoria Street, and a special trip down to St Hill, East Grinstead, topped off by a most epic post-raid party in Hyde Park. It has been suggested that a seminar similar to the one held at the Hamburg Mega Raid could be organised, but with less fail and aids. London, Hamburg, March 13th. London joined in on the Hamburg fun last Saturday and hosted its own Operation Cultbusters theme, which was very successful. It was leaked that there was going to be a birthday celebration for Elron at Fitzroy House, the Elron Museum in London, but upon arrival there was not much sign of life within. After protesting for a short while and educating everyone in the flats opposite Fitzroy House about what they were living next to, London Anonymous returned to the Dianetics shop on Tottenham Court Road with a birthday cake and card for Elron. At the post-raid, it was announced that Zero C, one of the most prolific members of London Anonymous, was moving away, and that a new record for most days of interpolation was to be set to send him off, with that raid counting as number 1 and at least 9 days being the goal. At the time of recording, the streak is still continuing.